What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's Brendan, 9BManX45, and today we're coming at you with another video. We have another deck profile for the BT-7 format. This will be my green hybrid. This is my third and final of my hybrid decks. I did green, yellow, and purple. I didn't want to go all out, but these were the ones that I really were interested in for the hybrid format. And this is my green Beetlemon, Ancient Beetlemon deck profile. I'm really liking it. It's really cool. I was kind of drawing up my interest with green. I really liked the piercing abilities of Grand Kuwagamon and the Nidhoggmon combo, but it just wasn't changing up enough between the formats, and it wasn't seeing a lot of new support. So it was actually one of the decks I played less, and now I feel like I'm really playing green a lot, and I really like that. So without further ado, let's get into the profile and see what we got. So for our eggs, we have the 4 Koromon, which is reveal the top card of your deck and place on at the top or bottom of your deck, so you have a choice. So you don't really use this in combination with another one, but I'll go ahead and we'll show the Argomon because he's your one of just, you know, getting that unsuspend phase, gaining 1 memory. So that's just there. You know, like I said, I like having 5. The Koromon pairs really well with the Terriermon Assistant because it's like a combo. You go into him, next turn he goes onto the field. You can attack and then use the Koromon effect, figure out what's on the bottom of your deck, and then Digiburst with him if he survives and add it to your hand, and you already know what it is if it was something you wanted, or you potentially put something you absolutely don't want on the bottom of your deck and try to draw into your combo pieces. And I know you're kind of like, well, 1,000 DP is not a lot. It's tamer format. You're going to be hitting a lot of tamers. So honestly, you know, you got 4 of him, 2 out of 4 times he's going to survive, which is pretty good odds, considering your babies for hybrid format are so unimportant. They're just there, basically, usually to get you a gimmick, and this is the gimmick of this deck for your level 3 gimmick. So that's pretty much it for that. The only other thing I have is 2 Terriermon for your memory game blockers, and then you got your 3 Pokemon because he's amazing. He searches you your tamer, a hybrid and a tamer, or a 10 warriors and a tamer. So he's just really good, and you gain the 2 memory when one of your tamers digivolves. So he basically negates some of your tamer summons, which is, you know, makes it like Beetlemon. Beetlemon doesn't cost you anything if Pokemon's on the field. So he's really good. 3 of him is a perfect number, I find, for green hybrid. And into your level 4s, the main part of your deck, you have the Beetlemon. He is just as important as Pokemon, although I think Pokemon is a little bit more important because when he digivolves from your hand, 20 of your green tamers, so 2 to evolve onto one of your green tamers, and you reveal the top cards of your deck, and you add a hybrid and a JP. If there's in there, you can add a hybrid and a JP to your hand, or as much as you can add. Now, he will not add Ancient Troymon or Ancient Beetlemon because they're not hybrids. They're 10 warriors. So honestly, I find it's better to Pokemon first, then Beetlemon, because I was finding I was putting Ancient Beetlemon to the bottom of my deck again and again and again. And you kind of want to get at least one of him in your hand. Then you can start doing all your Beetlemons to gain advantage. So you got to watch out for that too. So he's really, really strong. You got your Beetlemons. You got your Metal Kabuterimons. He's your other level 4. He's your Beast hybrid. So he's the one that you can go from a level 4 to him for 1. So just adding your stack. And it's just a memory cost of 2. And then when digivolving, if this card hybrid its traits or JP and its Digivolution cards, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon with 6,000 less DP. So he's got a suspend ability, which is actually really good with other cards in the deck. We'll get into that later on. And then lastly, you got 2 Arbormon. He's just your regular Agunimon, Lobomon, just because you have so many tamers, so many targets. So you got your basically 10 level 4s, and level 3s were just 6. Well, sorry, 9 with the Pokemons. 6 green, 3 white, which is kind of, I think, pretty common now for what I'm seeing in a lot of the decks I've been building. A lot of the other decks I've been seeing is it's kind of like you got about like 6 level 3s of the color, and then like 3 or 4 Pokemon, so somewhere in there. And then for your level 5s, we got the Rhino Kabuterimon. Such an amazing card. Just like all the other level 5s, his cost decreases by 2, so he's a 1 cost evolution on a card with a tamer card in its Digivolution, so that's huge. And when attacking, if this card with hybrid or insectoid in its traits, which has hybrid and insectoid, is in this Digimon's Digivolution cards. So if a card with hybrid and insectoid is in this traits of this Digimon's Digivolution cards, you can Digivolve into a Digimon with insectoid or 10 warriors in its traits from your hand. So you can Digivolve him for a cost of 3, which is actually less than what the ancient guys just cost, because they cost 5 regular for a cost of 3. Basically, both Ancient Troyamon and Beelemon will work for this. And if you're playing this deck right, you'll always have the Insectoid or the Hybrid in his traits. So he's really powerful, really great level 5. And then you have your Argamon, which is just a staple because of the Digizorption, and you can only do 1. And yeah. And then you have, and then I don't know why he's still at 1. I don't think he's good enough to be at 1. I honestly don't know if I would play, more than like 1 or 2 of him if he was, back at 4. But the Digisorption is still huge. His when attacking ability is, yeah. And then one last Mega Kabuterimon, and this is because of Ancient Beetlemon, because he just stacks. So when this Digimon deletes an opponent's Digimon by battle and survives, trash the top card of your opponent's security stack. So that just, and you'll see in a minute here when we get into our other guy. So that's our 6 level 5s. You have your Ancient Beetlemons for 4. Use your level 6, your main boss monster. When one of your Digimon with 10 warriors or hybrid traits deletes an opponent's Digimon by battle and survives, trash the top card of your opponent's security stack. That with Mega Kabuterimon under its stacks, so you can trash basically 2 cards off an attack. And it's when one of your Digimon with 10 warriors or hybrid, so if you have other hybrids on the board, but it's once per turn, you don't even need to attack with him. So that's really cool. And then on deletion, you may play a green level 4 or lower card with hybrid and its traits from your hand without paying its memory cost. That's really cool. I think all the ancient guys do that. They kind of replace themselves when they die. It's a 5 cost, but like I said, if you're playing the deck right, you're getting that. You're getting those Rhino Kabuterimons out there, and you're getting it for 3, which is actually a huge decrease. And then your 2 Ancient Troymons. He gets, when an opponent's Digimon attacks, suspend up to 2 of their Digimon without blocker, and on deletion, he basically replaces himself just like the other guy. So he's just another basically boss monster target in your deck. Your main guy is going to be Beetlemon, but beggars can't be choosers if you can't get to it, right? Especially if you keep putting them on bottom with Beetlemon. So that's your 6 level 6s. We don't have any level 7s in the deck. I just didn't have room and didn't feel like I needed to go into them. The decks were super strong. You don't even need your boss monster some of the time because hybrids are so good. You got your tamers. You got your 4 JP. He's really awesome. Play this card without paying its memory cost on security, of course. When this tamer digivolves into a green Digimon, reduce the memory cost of the Digivolution by 1. So he reduces your Beelmons to basically 1, which is huge. Which means with Pokemon, you actually gain memory because then you get 2 memory back off of a 1 cost Digivolution. So that's awesome. And then he's got Piercing and Heritable, which is really cool. Just really great card. Izzy Azumi. Cheap, 2-cost tamer. And when one of your Digimon becomes, when one of your opponent's Digimon becomes suspended, you may suspend this tamer to gain 1 memory. So that's where the Metal Kabuterimon comes into play, because his ability going off will get you that memory gain, which is really cool. And there's another card we play, which I'll get to in a second, that also helps with that. 3 Mimi gets you that level 5 or higher Digimon in play to hatch a Digi-Egg or move a Digi-Egg, which is really cool, and it's your memory tamer, so that's really strong. 1 Ken, another memory tamer, and, you know, has the ability to gain some memory, so that's always really good too. Just gives you more tamer targets. So that's total 12 tamers. That's a huge tamer lineup. The JPs are sweet. Really love them. And then lastly, our option cards. So we have 4 Thunder Laser. So if you have a Digimon with hybrid or 10 warriors and its traits in place, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon. So 1 cost. So you basically get that for free with Izzy on the board, because then he gains the memory back. So it's a 0 cost to suspend your opponent's Digimon. And then you can use the Piercing of Beetlemon with JP under it to attack your opponent. We got 2 green memory boost, because we're playing a deck that needs memory, and you don't always come by memory super fast, so you actually absolutely need to get more memory to get up into your bigger plays, because honestly, playing a tamer and then playing a Beetlemon takes up your entire turn. It can be huge, so you got to watch out for that. And then, of course, hidden potential discovered, because who doesn't like free level 6s? It's an amazing card, and with the ability to put down multiple monsters through tamer setup prior turn, it makes it easy so you don't have to necessarily always suspend your boss monster to, you know, the one you want to digivolve into. So that's always really good. Plus you got your Koromon, your baby play, so that can be your suspend Digimon when it comes out onto the field. So that's really good. So that's the green deck, guys. I'm really liking it. I think it's really fun. The tamer format is really cool, and I really like it. And I enjoy playing these tamer-heavy decks. I think they're a really cool and refreshing way to change up the game from the norm. And I don't know how that things are going to change when we go into BT-8, but I'm looking forward to it, and looking forward to seeing how we can still have these hybrid decks, but have these other decks that are going to be good as well come in and kind of mesh, so that we're not like, you know, it's nice when you're like have something new, but when everyone's playing the new stuff and nothing but the new stuff, it becomes old really fast. So I'm hoping that BT-8 will shake up the meta so that we can play hybrid decks and non-hybrid decks and enjoy the best of both worlds. So I think that's all the time we have for this video. If you enjoyed today's content, be sure to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell for notifications so you don't miss a single minute of the fun. That's all for now, folks.